Day 2 of troubleshooting HP 200 GB computer. So yesterday this was intact inside the tower computer right there. It is completely gutted, nothing but a hard shell, and now we've exposed the inside motherboard and all the additional essential components. Now the problem with this computer here is that you turn it on in about maybe 15 seconds to about a minute. It'll shut off automatically by itself. It'll either be at the loading screen, or you can get past that to the start menu. Click on whatever account you want to access. You can access either or whatever accounts that you have available. The second you get on a desktop, you do whatever, the computer shuts off, which is perhaps the farthest you can get to with this here. So, and that was last night. So my diagnosis perhaps was that the heatsink fan, which is right here, it was completely cascaded with dust, and so I cleaned it out. Now it's completely clean of any dust or foliage that's covering the heatsink to prevent any type of convection current to go through to cool the CPU. And apparently, when I tested this, it didn't do much effect at all. Actually, my diagnosis here is it's just an old computer. But the thing about computers is that they can last forever if you replace any of the faulty parts. And in this case, I've identified what's causing this to do what it's doing. I assume it's a power system, but this power system just supplies the electricity, the electrical power. So I don't think it's the power system, the power supply. What I'm thinking is that it's the CPU. It's a very old CPU. I got this from a guy's garage, so Lord knows, from a garage sale, not from his garage, I stole it, but in the sense in which I bought it from at a garage sale. So I should have asked him how long he had the computer. He could have had this for years. This is an old HP computer, early 2000s, maybe a 99 version. If he would just tell me the year he bought it, I could determine, how old the CPU is and how long it was used, considering that he's a computer geek, and so he probably was using this every single day without ever being turned off or anything for rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on and give you a bit of a demonstration. I'm going to ground this computer here. I just put in that on the panel 1. So there goes the computer, there goes the monitor, and observe what I am talking about. Everything should be working fine, and I'm going to tell me to press F2 here. F2, pressed, so it gets on that. Start Windows normally, enter, yes, and there goes the loading screen. Now wait as it turns off, just before it gets done loading. Okay, there we go. There we go. Bleed turned off. Monitor off. Fan off. No good. So my diagnosis is that the CPU has to be replaced. And lucky for me, I have a CPU right here from a laptop, which belonged to this motherboard, which is completely useless now because all the components are gone. But I don't think this CPU will fit in the CPU socket that belongs to this motherboard here, but it's worth a try. Obviously both processors are Intel, so probably so, but there's only one way to find out, and I'm going to assume that I'm going to bet it's not going to work, but it's worth a try. Everything is connected properly, obviously, if we've gotten to this stage. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to replace the CPU with the CPU I have there. Obviously remove the heat socket, maybe remove any additional foliage or dust that's caught in the fan, that places I haven't looked at yet. Reattach the heat sink, the fan, and reboot everything, turn back the computer on, and we're going to see what effect that's going to do. So hopefully this works. It's a bet. I don't think it's going to work, but there's only one way to find out. And you will find out on day 3, which is tomorrow, on what exactly may work best. So, wish me luck. join in.